Okay, so this is a look at the book from Mpix. Mpix is a really popular company. If you pick up Popular Photography or any of the photography magazines, you'll doubtless see ads for Mpix. They do a lot of advertising, and a lot of pros actually use them. So I was really interested to take a look at what the quality for Mpix would be like. So one of the unfortunate limitations of Mpix is that they are limited to 50 pages in their photo books. So similar to Adorama Pix, when I printed up this project, I had to chop out 10 pages from the overall book project. And as you can imagine, as I mentioned in the Adorama Pix video, it was really painful. I mean, it's really hard, to put, your heart and soul into designing a baby book or designing any kind of project, and then be told that you have to ditch, 10 pages from the project. So it's really unfortunate that Mpix has that limitation, and I hope that someday they get rid of it. Now, in terms of the cover quality, I rated the cover as excellent. I really like the cover quality. It has this nice glossy finish. The cover stands up to punishment pretty well. Like, I really like the cover quality. There is, unfortunately, no spine printing, which I think is a little bit silly, but there you go. And then the back layout worked out really, really well as well. Excellent quality. So yeah, I would rate the overall cover quality as being excellent. Now, when you get into the actual book itself, the book itself, I rated the paper quality as being excellent. Now, the paper is nice and thick and has a really nice feel to it. What's kind of a little bit different about Mpix is that their paper, I'm not going to call it matte because I wouldn't call it completely flat, but it is definitely less, it has less sheen to it, a little bit less gloss than a lot of other books that I looked at. So it really depends on what sort of paper you're actually looking for in terms of, I guess, how you want your project to turn out. Now, I thought that this paper made my images look really, really good. Like, I love the way the images popped, and everything looked excellent, but maybe if you're doing like landscape photos or something like that, this might not be the best type of paper for you. I think this type of paper works really well when it comes to images like portraits and images of people and things like that. But I'm not entirely convinced that this paper would be the best choice for all projects. But I did rate the paper quality as excellent. Now, when it comes to the print quality, I rated it as excellent. In terms of fidelity of images, in terms of white balance, in terms of how good my images looked, Mpix did a superb job of reproducing all of the images. Another thing, and this didn't necessarily weigh into my kind of final verdict, but it is worth noting, when Mpix was printing up this book, there was apparently some sort of a problem with the cover, and it basically didn't turn out right. Well, Mpix actually hand inspects all of their books before they go out the door, and if there's any kind of a problem, they'll contact the customer, inform them of the delay, and then they'll do an actual reprint. So again, I didn't factor this into the rating system necessarily, but the fact that Mpix actually does that they inspect each book to make sure that it's exactly, what the customer wants, that to me is worth a lot. So yeah, so I rated the overall print quality as being excellent. In terms of the price, this book was, it would have cost $65 to create. Now, I don't want to factor in the shipping charges here because that confuses matters, but it is worth pointing out that Mpix, their shipping charge to Canada is actually $30, which is really, really high. So again, I don't want to dwell on that too much because you could be anywhere in the world and you're watching this video, and shipping charges, I think, have to be factored in on an individual basis. But it is something kind of worth noting. So overall, I rated Mpix average, but with the trend kind of towards excellent. And the reason why I knocked them down a little bit was just that 50-page limitation. To me, having a 50-page limitation really limits the scope of your book project. If you have a book that you can fit within 50 pages, great. You definitely want to check out Mpix because I'll put it to you this way. If you have a book project that is 50 pages, I would give Mpix a rating of excellent, and you should definitely consider them. But if you have a book that's bigger than 50 pages and you have to consider chopping down your project to try to use them, I would honestly just skip over Mpix. Again, really nice paper quality, really nice printing quality, really nice cover quality, but the 50-page limitation to me is a bit of a negative. At any rate, that was the look at the Mpix book.